tell me when to start. 20, 30, 40 years ago now, it's been since I have designed this Adleta Perpetual Calendar. And it was 20 years ago this year that I first sold it at the Museum of Modern Art. And all of the stock was sold out before the end of the year. And calendars are a very dangerous product to invest in when they are date specific, but because this calendar is a perpetual calendar, which will last forever, it has a very special merit to the retailer and the person producing the calendar. So what I'd like to do is go over some of my background and some of the background behind the designing of the calendar. My philosophy basically is that we, as designers, look at communication and the idea of projecting a message or an idea, and we try to visually translate that idea. And in a way, the calendar is a visual translation or a vehicle for you to look at this year, next year, and every year from this point on. It's based on a Gregorian calendar. It's a Western calendar, and basically it has the ability to sustain itself indefinitely. So once you have the decoder set up with the current disk in it, you have the entire year outlined for yourself. There's just a simple mechanism, which I'll go over in a little bit, but it allows you to never have to buy another calendar, basically. And that's what's so unique about it. The root of the design was part of my thesis on the systems of systems. Several people did calendars in the Weiterbildungs class, and we analyzed the typographic arrangement of forms, but this particular design evolved by using a decoder that allowed me to have 6 months on one side of a disk and 6 months on the opposite side, therefore only having one disk for each year. Other designs that I had done required 4 discs that would cover 1 month, and it just was too crazy. Anyway, this particular one allowed the economics of one piece of paper to show an entire year. And it was a part of the overall theme of the perpetual idea of creating something that did not waste materials. All of the materials that we have in the calendar will not have to be reproduced or bought again, because you have everything forever, and that's the beauty of it. And that is part of how it comes to be aligned with my design philosophy, in the sense that I look at time as a visual translation, or I should say, I look at the calendar as a visual translation of time. Made up of the base, which is an anodized aluminum base, has some weight to it, and then 2 pieces of glass, which are penciled on the edges, meaning that it is like the top of a car window, and you can see the elegant green, aqua green color around the edges when light comes into it. But that is placed into the base, and it is basically made up of 2 pieces of glass, and everything is calibrated so that if you just had the 2 pieces of glass, it would be sloppy. If you have the 2 pieces of glass plus the decoder and disc, it's perfect. And inside the 2 pieces of glass is the actual calendar. And the calendar consists of the front face, which is a decoder. So you can see these windows that allow you to decode this complex brain. And that is 6 months printed all in a hexagon format, so that it rotates to the 6 positions and allows you to read the calendar. So you have January, February, March, April, May, June on one side, side 1, and on side 2 you have July, August, September, October, November, and December. And you start to realize here is July, J-U-L, and you can read 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but in the decoder, it allows you just to read those numbers. But you also have, when you shift it this direction, you have August, and then the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, September, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, October, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it gives you a little bit of an insight on how the hexagon was used to figure out the decoder. Okay, in order to know which disc to use, this year, 2017, we use disc number 10. And you realize that from this matrix on the back cover. 1996, when this was first produced, you used disc number 1. 1997, disc number 2. 98, disc number 3. 99, 4. 2005, 2001, 6. 2002, 7. 2003, 2 here. It's because this is a non-leap year. 2 will be repeated 3 times. 3 will be repeated 3 times. 4 will be repeated 3 times. And non-leap years are only displayed 1 time in a 28-year period. Other than that, it's just a complete repeat. So every 28 years, you see that the numbers repeat every 28 years. The whole sequence of numbers repeats every 28 years.